Yo, Big C in the house. You know the name. Phinn Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Phins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Phins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squash the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Phinn Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Phinn Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. The Phins smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess. What's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands.
What up, Phinn fans? Welcome to another episode of the Phinn Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C. This is brought to you by Game Changers Media. Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. Misplaced my notes. That's what happens when you let kids in your podcast room and, to mess with your computer and stuff, and they move stuff around. And at the last second, I realized I'm unprepared. So I apologize about being a little bit late. How is everybody doing this wonderful Friday morning? Heading into the last week of the season. Bittersweet, right? Bittersweet. On one hand, this horrid season comes to an end, but at the same time, we come to the end of football season, and that's a very sad thing. We enter this long period of, just despair. When football's not around, it's just a depressing time. I struggle with it. It seems like the next football season is so far away, and there's so many questions yet to be answered. But happy New Year to all you beautiful people. Thank you for continuing to support this channel. Thank you for showing up and talking football with me each and every day. The people that do, I appreciate you. I love you all. And again, thank you. 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 Let's go through and see who's up in the building this morning. Aqua, what's up? Lombardo, good morning. Good morning. Bonnie, good morning. Elwood, good morning. Marcos, good morning. JD the Great, what up, brother? Happy New Year to you guys. Again, I hope all your blessings come true this year, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So big news out of Miami. This wasn't in the. I made a new thumbnail, added this onto it, but I didn't have time to switch it because I lost my notes. The Miami Dolphins have hired Troy Aikman to assist as a consultant with their GM search. And now I'm hearing a lot of things going around and people being excited for different reasons. And, Troy Aikman is a big name in the National Football League. Troy Aikman is a multiple-time Super Bowl champion for the Dallas Cowboys. Listen, Troy Aikman was rumored to have came here and played at one point after his career in Dallas ended, but for whatever reason, it didn't come to fruition. But Troy Aikman joining a consulting team for Stephen Ross in the search for the next general manager of the Miami Dolphins. Now, listen, Troy Aikman has no front office experience, right? Troy Aikman has never been a general manager. Troy Aikman's never held a position in the front office for any NFL franchise or help build any franchise other than play quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. But what I do think this is interesting, and I am excited for the move, is that, for one, it brings an outside voice, an outside set of eyes to the room. This isn't just a bunch of yes men for Stephen Ross doing a GM search now. This is an outside guy that this isn't a full-time position with the Miami Dolphins for Troy Aikman. He's got his gig on ESPN with Monday Night Football. He has no other reason but to find the right guy in his eyes. He has no reason to make Stephen Ross happy. It's just refreshing that we're getting a guy in here that doesn't have alternate motives other than to do what he's getting paid to do at this precise moment. Now, I think Troy Aikman, the position he has on Monday Night Football is unique in the aspect of finding a general manager because, he goes behind the scenes. They do these interviews with the front offices, with the coaching staffs, with the players for Monday Night Football each and every week. He travels around. He's in the building. He sees the back workings of all these NFL teams because of the position he holds at ESPN. So I think that helps in knowing how teams run their franchises, how general managers, how assistant general managers, it just gives him an opportunity to know so many people in so many different positions on so many different teams. So I definitely think that's a bonus. I think that will definitely help in this GM search. I think Troy Aikman is a very intelligent player, or former player. I think he's a very intelligent analyst. So I definitely like the move. I think it's a good move. I think this will only help the Miami Dolphins. I really thought that the Miami Dolphins would probably just stick with what they had, right? I thought that there was a good chance that Champ Kelly would just remain general manager because he's a Stephen Ross guy. But this shows that the Miami Dolphins are serious about getting the best person in the building that can rebuild this franchise and hopefully get us to a state where we can be competitive and hopefully win some NFL championships for the Miami Dolphins. So we shall see. We shall see. A lot of interesting things. I wasn't expecting to see Troy Aikman's name pop up with the Miami Dolphins, but I am glad that Stephen Ross is looking outside the box. I'm glad that the Miami Dolphins are not doing the same old thing, and I'm interested to see what happens. I'm definitely interested to see what happens. So the Miami Dolphins hit the road to finish off the 2025 NFL season against the AFC East champion New England Patriots. Listen, I thought we were going to be done with this for a while, hearing that the New England Patriots were the AFC East champions, once Tom Brady and Belichick were gone. I thought we'd have a little bit more than a few years of New England not being at the top of this division, but here they are back on top. They've had a fantastic season, of course, a very easy schedule. I don't want to take too much away from them. Mike Vrabel has done a great job. Drake May, possible MVP candidate, but they have had a easy schedule. Let's not pretend that they haven't. But yeah, we finish off the season against the New England Patriots. These Dolphins have nothing to lose, which makes them a super dangerous team. They're going to throw the book at the New England Patriots this weekend. This is Mike McDaniel's last chance to possibly save his job. So that makes the Miami Dolphins super dangerous in this one. You could see fake punts. You could see who knows, gadget plays, all types of things to try to knock off these New England Patriots. The Patriots still have something to play for. They can still become the number one seed in the AFC. So we're going to get the New England Patriots best. The Patriots will likely come to play as they still, like I said, have the number one seed in the playoffs to play for. The Patriots have won 12 of the last 13. Again, a very easy schedule, in my opinion. Only 3 games against teams over 500 this year. They've only played 3 games over teams over 500 this year. And they've lost 2 of them. They're 12-1 against teams 500 or worse. So, I mean, how good are these New England Patriots? The playoffs are rapidly approaching. We're soon to find out. But again, you talk about the Miami Dolphins, and the Miami Dolphins they can't beat the good teams. I mean, the New England Patriots, who have they beaten? They have 1 win against Buffalo this year. That's their one win over a team 500 or above against Buffalo Bills. A very hit or miss Buffalo Bills team at that. Week 2, the Patriots beat the Dolphins 33-27. Again, the Miami Dolphins were this close, a kickoff return away from beating the Miami Dolphins. A kickoff return away from the Dolphins winning this game. Drake May had 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, 31 rushing yards. A decent game by him, but like I said, Miami had a chance to win. Drake May, MVP candidate. He's been phenomenal against lesser talent this year, obviously. Last week against the Jets, he had 256 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 157 rating, just straight massacred the Jets. With Matthew Stafford's poor game last week, Drake May be the favorite for MVP this year. he may be the favorite for MVP. They said the New England Patriots scored 42 points against the Jets last week. So this Patriots team is coming in on a roll. They're on a roll. They have 11 straight games with 24 plus points. This offense is moving and shaking. You know what I mean? 24 straight points in 11 straight games. But they run into a Dolphins D who has really came on in the second half of the season. The Dolphins in the 5 of the last 7 games have given up under 18 points a game. You know, Bradley Chubb's had a very good year. Our rookies are starting to have a very good year. Rasul Douglas has played lights out for the Miami Dolphins. Minka's going to be on the shelf for this one. No surprise there. Usually bad teams, when they're good players, have nagging injuries. They tend to sit them. Jordan Brooks been absolutely phenomenal. Definitely a Pro Bowl snub this year. But this defense has impressed me. They've been great against the run. The secondary, Jack Jones, Rasul Douglas, like I said, been very, very good this year. Last week, the Phins gave up 346 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions to Mayfield and the Bucks. I was expecting the Dolphins to lose last week. They really came to play. Now, Baker had quite a few passing yards last week. A lot of them came on that late drive where they drove down the field super quick and got a touchdown to Mike Evans. If you take that drive away, Baker Mayfield's day looks a lot more pedestrian. But the Miami Dolphins are going to have their hands full this weekend. The Patriots spread the ball around. Last week, 4 different players had over 40 yards receiving, including Hunter Henry. He had 34 yards and a touchdown. He had 3 catches, 49 yards and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 6 catches, 101 yards and a touchdown. Diggs is closing in on 1,000 yards. I'm hearing he's having some legal troubles. Will he be available this weekend? We'll see. And then they got a 2-headed monster in the backfield over there in New England. Ramon Stevenson, 55 yards and a receiving touchdown last week, plus 8 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown, 5.9 yards a carry. And then the young Trayvon Henderson, he had 19 carries for 82 yards, 4.3 yards per carry. He's been phenomenal for them. So we gotta put a stop to that. The Miami Dolphins have been good against the run, though. Our boys up front have really been playing better. Our rookies, we probably had the best overall rookie performance of the season last week, if you put it together as a whole. I mean, I think the only one that didn't really perform last week was Ollie Gordon. That wasn't his fault. He just wasn't given ample opportunities to perform. The Miami Dolphins last week sacked Baker Mayfield 3 times. They held the Bucks to 53 yards rushing. Like I said, Miami's been very good against the run. Tampa Bay's rushing attack isn't no joke. They held Bucky Irving to only 19 yards, 2.1 yards per carry. I think the Miami Dolphins can slow these guys down. They're going to have to come to play, though. Dolphins offense has struggled. Under 22 points in 5 of the last 6 games. Last week, 1 for 3 in the red zone, 4 of 12 on third downs. Quinn had a good game last week, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns, 118 rating. You know, that 1 and 3 in the red zone last week, the 4 for 12 and third down. I really think that had a lot to do with Mike McDaniel just taking his foot off the gas. In the first half, this offense was humming. We were doing phenomenal. In the second half, it was like we were just playing not to lose instead of to continue to play our game and continue to take it to them. We just played not to lose. So he took his foot off the gas. I think we could have been – I think Quinn Ewers could have had an even bigger day. I think we could have dropped more points on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We almost got in a position where we could have lost this game because he took his foot off the gas. You know, if Tampa Bay would have got the onside kick, we could have been talking about a completely different story here. That's the danger of taking your foot off the gas and playing not to lose, because, you sit around, and eventually one of these teams, they make a big play like they did to Chris Godwin and drive down the field fast, and they score a quick touchdown. And next thing you know, you'll have a lot of them right back in the game, and they're one play away from, making it a true ball game. Put your foot on the gas, stomp these guys out, make sure they can't come back. Put the game away. Patriots defense has faced, they played another rookie last week, just like they're going to get Quinn Ewers this week. Brady Cook, he had 152 yards, an interception, 56-point rating. But I wouldn't say Brady Cook and Quinn Ewers are on the same level. Quinn Ewers was a late round pick. Yeah, 7th rounder. But Quinn Ewers has always been a top prospect. Now, he did fall in the draft, but Quinn Ewers was always viewed as a top prospect. So I'm not going to put Quinn Ewers and Brady Cook on the same wavelength, even though they were both late round picks. Quinn Ewers has always been an upper echelon prospect. For whatever reason, he fell in the draft, injuries, inconsistencies, whatever. But there's no not acknowledging that the kid has talent. They gave up 10 points, 5 of 16 on third downs last week to the Jets. They did give up 111 yards to Brace Hall last week. So that's favorable for the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins rushing attack has been great. Devon Achane's been great. He leads the NFL in yards per carry. He had 18 carries for 83 yards last week against the Bucs, 4.6 yards per carry. He's got over 1,300 yards on the season. Phenomenal year by him. Jalen Wright has came on late as of late. So I think the Miami Dolphins' best chance is to run the ball, get the tight ends involved. Hopefully Jalen Waddle's good to go. He's got some incentives to play for, so I expect Jalen Waddle to get going. Do I think the Miami Dolphins can beat the New England Patriots? I do. I absolutely do. Now, New England's probably looking forward to their playoff game. I know that they have the number 1 seed at stake, but I believe that the New England Patriots will overlook this team a bit, and I think Miami's going to come to play. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to throw the house at them, and I think that the Miami Dolphins can and will beat the New England Patriots this weekend. The New England Patriots only have 3 wins in the last 11 games against the Dolphins. Miami has had their number. Again, that wasn't a Mike Vrabel-led team. This New England Patriots team is very different than the Tom Brady-less, Bill Belichick-less New England Patriots team that we went on a winning streak against. But we shall see. Last game of the season up in New England. The only thing I'm concerned with really is Quinn Ewers doesn't have a lot of experience in the cold weather. He's played a handful of games in cold weather in his career. But I think the Miami Dolphins can beat this New England Patriots team. I really do. Hopefully we end the season on a high note. We can move up a little bit in draft position if we lose this game. But at this point in time, I think it's important that the Miami Dolphins go out and show these New England Patriots that, hey, you don't intimidate us, not just for this week, but for the years to come. We need to show them that, hey, we're not afraid of you. We're going to come to play. You guys ain't going to bully us. You might have the lead in the division right now. You might be in a better position than us right now. But each and every time you play us, you're going to get our very best, and we're not going to be a pushover team. Is Henderson out this week? I didn't see that. I didn't see if he was out. I did not check the injury report. That's my fault if he is out. But what's your thoughts? Do you feel like the Miami Dolphins had the chance? I want to hear from you guys in the chat. What do you feel on Troy Aikman? Do you think the Troy Aikman move's a good move? Any other thoughts on this football team? Mike McDaniel's future. Is this Mike McDaniel's last game for the Miami Dolphins? Black Monday is in a few short days. Will Mike McDaniel be on the hook? And another thing with this Troy Aikman thing, I don't know if you guys remember the last Monday night football game the Miami Dolphins played. Troy Aikman was throwing a lot of shade at Tua Tagovailoa, at Mike McDaniel. He was giving them the business. So I find it very interesting that he's the guy that they brought in to help with the general manager search. Well, let's see. Injury report. New England. Patriots. Let's see what we can find here real quick. He's not even listed on their injury report, not at all. Like he's not missing practices or nothing. Yeah, he's not even on there. I don't see him. Joe says, I hope Aikman gets in Ross's ear. Yeah, Beth, I don't know. He's not even shown to. He's not even shown on the injury report. I'll share the screen real quick. Let's see. Okay. Christian Barmore, Hunter Henry, Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, Tonga, Westhoff, Over, Jared Wilson, Alex Austin, Butte, Moses Mumford, Milton Williams, Will Campbell, and Demario Douglas as their injury guys. We got Devon Achane, Jordan Brooks, Fitzpatrick, Waller, Brewer, Chop Robinson, Jason Sanders, Jalen Waddle, KJ Britt, Austin Jackson. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, New England's going to come to play. New England's got a lot to play for. I don't think they're going to get that number one seed because Denver's got the Chargers, and the Chargers are sitting a bunch of players. So Denver's probably going to get that number one seed. Denver's going to probably get that number one seed. But I think New England might be able to still lose the number two seed. So they still have something to play for because they could fall down, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if we can. Let me check these AFC standings for this final week. AFC playoff picture. AFC playoff standings. Let me see. That's not very good. What the hell is that? Come on. I swear they could do a better job on some of these sites. All right, let's see here. This one. So Jacksonville, I think, could still catch New England and take that number 2 seed, which is so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me that Jacksonville is 12-4. I did not see that coming this year. I did not see. How many of you seen the Jacksonville Jaguars sentence 12-4 at the beginning of the season? Joe says, I like the fact that Aikman was bashing us. It means he ain't going to hold back any punches. I agree. Todd Brady, it's about week 18. It's about the playoffs. What do you It's not about week 18. It's about the playoffs. I mean, week 18 has a great, there's still a lot to play for. I mean, what happens if Jacksonville wins, New England loses? That takes Jacksonville to the number 2 seed. That could possibly put New England on the road for the second round of the playoffs. Correct. I think that could happen. So playoff seeding does matter. So this week 13 game still matters. I just can't believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars are sitting at 12-4. It's mind blowing to me. Jacksonville adding Myers changed the team. Yeah, listen, Myers is a good player, but still, I didn't think that, this was one of the worst teams in the NFL last year. They had a top pick. Would they have a top 3 pick last year? Top 5 pick. So it's very interesting to me that this team is, Trevor Lawrence has had a really good year, surprisingly. He's making him look like that contract extension wasn't such a bad deal after all. But yeah, very, very surprising. If you look at the playoff scene, Denver, Jacksonville, Houston, even the Chargers. I mean, just a few short years ago, this AFC playoffs is kind of crazy. You don't have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills are a lower seed. No Baltimore Ravens. I think Baltimore can still make the playoffs. They'd have to beat Pittsburgh this week. Chicago, this was a very crazy season as far as picking teams and picking winners. If you're a fan of FanDuel, very crazy season. The Bears. How many people had the Bears winning the NFC North? How many people had the Lions missing the playoffs? How many people had the Lions missing the playoffs? How many people had the Seahawks winning the NFC West? After the huge changes that team has gone through, who had Seahawks win the NFC West? Who had the Chiefs missing the playoffs? You know what I mean? Like, it's who had Carolina going for a division title this week? But on a positive note, that shows that, it only takes, you can have a quick turnaround. You can have a quick turnaround. So hopefully these Miami Dolphins, a lot of positives. There's a lot of questions yet to be answered for these Miami Dolphins. First and foremost, a general manager. Are we going to fire Mike McDaniel? That's probably the first domino of the fall, right? Finding out what's going on with the head coach. Yeah, who had the Colts folding like they did? The Colts were a Super Bowl contending team. They went and traded multiple first-round picks to go and get Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner ends up on IR. They end up missing the playoffs as a whole. Colts were one of the hottest teams in the NFL. I brought on a couple Colts fans to talk about Colts football because it looked like they were getting ready for a Super Bowl run. So, I mean, very, very crazy NFL season. But the first domino is Mike McDaniel. What's going to happen with him? Is he being brought back for another year? I can see I can see it going both ways. I can see him being brought back one more season just because we're kind of handcuffed by Tua Tagovailoa's contract. It makes it very difficult to do a complete rebuild when you owe a quarterback $90 million if you release him, $60-some million if you keep him on the team. It's just hard to put together a winning football team. It's just hard because your assets are tied up in other things than other than helping your football team win. Tim the Fin Man says, not going to lie, before the season started, I thought Atlanta was going to win the NFC North. You mean the NFC South? Atlanta's in the South. I thought Tampa Bay was going to win that division. I thought Tampa Bay, with their skill set, their skill players, Baker Mayfield, I thought they were going to win that division. Would you trade Waddle for Abdul Carter and two second round picks? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I would. Yep, I would. I most certainly would. I'd jump all over that. There's no way they do that. There's no way the Giants do that. I absolutely Jalen Waddle for Abdul Carter and 2 second-round picks. Absolutely 100% would jump all over that. Because one of the Miami Dolphins' main areas of need is pass rusher. Now, we have a need at receiver, too. I just don't think Jalen Waddle's it. I think you could use one of those second-round players and get a player of Jalen Waddle's caliber. So you'd get a pass rusher. You could still get a receiver with one of those second-round players, one of those second-round picks that can replace Waddle, and then you still got a second-round pick to use on another area of need. Or ammunition for the 2027 draft when I think we go out and we get a quarterback. 2027 draft is going to be a lot more important than this draft. 2027 draft, in my opinion, is the year that we really go all in and try to get our quarterback of the future. First and foremost, you got a lot more prospects coming out in 27 than you do this year. I think we're more equipped to go out and get a quarterback in 27 than 2026. I think if Mike McDaniel's given one more year, I think, next year won't be successful. I mean, we could make the playoffs, this, that, and the third. But I think Mike McDaniel, if he doesn't win playoff games next year, he'll be out the door. And I don't think this team is ready to win playoff games. I know everybody's super stoked about Quinn Ewers, but you got to limit your expectations of him. I think he can be a player on this football team for many years to come, but I don't think he is the future of the Miami Dolphins. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but you got to be realistic. You gotta be realistic. He's not the future. I mean, anything can happen. Don't get me wrong. Anything can happen. I just don't see him as the future of the Miami Dolphins. Although if he can be, that's a huge. Although if he can be, hold on, my mic switched over. Sorry about that, folks. But if somehow that Quinn Ewers could be the future starter, the be a franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, that would be such a home run for the Miami Dolphins. Think of the draft capital that they want to have to use on quarterback. Think about the cheap salary we have for the next 3 years that we don't have to spend on a quarterback, specifically after next year when Tua's off the books. We could load this team with talent for Quinn Ewers and really go on some kind of run. Now, I don't think it's smart to go and spend a huge amount of money in free agency, but you could load this team right up for Quinn Ewers and try to make a run in the next year or two. I think it's smarter to continue to build through the draft and pay your free agents when they become free agents, so we don't have to continue to lose them, like Christian Wilkins, like Hunt. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is the last week of the season. Bittersweet, right? Finally this horrid season comes to an end. A lot of up and downs. We started the year off horrible. Absolutely horrible start to the year. It just seemed like we couldn't get off the schneid. We watched so many games that we could have won slip out of our fingertips. We lost the Buffalo in Buffalo. That was a winnable game. We lost the game to New England. That was a winnable game. We were up 17-0 on the Carolina Panthers. The Miami Dolphins could have easily been in the playoffs this year. Could have easily been. But they shot themselves in the foot way too many times. Tua Tagovailoa completely fell off a mountain this year. I know the Tua haters out there are going to say, we told you so, we told you so. But nobody's seen him falling off like he fell off. You might not be a Tua Tagovailoa fan, but this wasn't the same Tua as in years past. In years past, Tua was a decent quarterback. This year, Tua was a bad quarterback. Absolutely bad. Tim the Fin Man says, I'm hoping we draft a middle linebacker. Listen, we got a stud middle linebacker right now. I'm not saying we couldn't use another, but right now, Inside, Jordan Brooks is the man. Jordan Brooks is phenomenal. We need to sign him up long term. Dotson's had a very good year. I think our main areas of need right now are pass rusher, quarterback, wide receiver, corner, safety. That's where I'd go. That's been my main concern. And like I said, I'm not. Fitzpatrick is gone. I mean, we gave him a contract extension. Anthony, I already went over that at the beginning of the video, my friend. I like the move. I think it brings a outside set of eyes in, a fresh set of eyes. It brings someone in that's not a Stephen Ross yes man, someone that's going to tell the truth and that has a outside knowledge of the different franchises in the NFL. He has a knowledge of these franchises that other players, other general managers, other scouting department people, other front office people don't have, because he gets behind the scene footage. He gets to see these teams behind the scenes as an analyst for ESPN. He gets let in the building. He gets told about secret stuff. He gets to see these teams and how they work and how they perform behind the scenes. So I think that is a huge win for the Miami Dolphins. I think that can be a huge weapon, and I like the move. But the Miami Dolphins, we can do a quick turnaround, especially if Quinn Ewers is what some of the Dolphins fans already believe he is, the future of the franchise. Fans kill me, but hey, fans are allowed to fan any way they want to. In my opinion, there's no fake Dolphin fans. There's no fake Dolphin fans, in my opinion. There's delusional Dolphin fans, but there's no fake ones. Why be a fake Dolphin fan? There's fake Chiefs fans. There's fake New England fans. There's fake Eagles fans. Because these teams have had success. These are teams that people have jumped on the bandwagon. Oh, look, they're winning. That's my team. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm Patrick Mahomes fan. Miami Dolphins? Why would you be a fake Dolphins fan? We haven't won nothing. We haven't won a playoff game in 20 plus years. We haven't won a Super Bowl since the 70s. There ain't no fake Dolphin fans. Again, there might be delusional Dolphins fans, but there ain't no fake ones. If you're a Dolphin fan, you've suffered and went through a whole lot. There hasn't been very many highs for us Dolphin fans. There's no secret benefit of being a Dolphin fan. So I don't believe there's fake Dolphin fans. I don't believe that. I think there's fake Chiefs fans. I think there's fake Eagles fans. I think there's fake Patriots fans. But as far as Dolphin fans, so again, each and every Dolphin fan gets the right to fan however they want to fan. Big C Miami brings in Aikman, shows they got eye on Bills and watching to see if they fire McDermott. Miami wants to beat them in the offseason. Listen, The Bills aren't the king in the AFC no more. I mean, right now, the Patriots are. The Bills have a lot of holes to fill themselves. The Bills had a terrible defense this year. Josh Allen couldn't save them every week. The Bills lack offensive playmakers besides James Cook. You take James Cook off that offense, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. The Buffalo Bills, this should be their year. This should be their year. There's no Pat Mahomes in their way. There's no Lamar Jackson in their way. There's no Joe Burrow in their way. This is supposed to be Josh Allen's golden ticket to the Super Bowl. And maybe they do make a Super Bowl run. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe Josh Allen can put that cape on one more time. But as of right now, I don't see it. I don't see it. If they run into the Houston Texans, I watched the Houston Texans straight destroy the Buffalo Bills offense. They straight ate their lunch. So we'll see. Anthony says, I'm already predicting this. I think the Patriots get eliminated the first round because Drake is going to make rookie mistakes. He's never been in the playoffs. We'll see. Who are they matched up to go against? The Chargers? Again, everybody wants to. Oh, the Miami Dolphins should have took Justin Herbert over Tua Tagovailoa. And maybe they should have. Maybe they should have. Yeah, you're right. They probably should have taken Justin Herbert over Tua Tagovailoa. But stop acting like Justin Herbert has done so much in the NFL. Justin Herbert has not won a playoff game. He has no Super Bowl titles. He hasn't done squat. So for all these people that Justin Herbert has won nothing more than Tua Tagovailoa has. The Patriots have a bye week this coming week because it's wow. The Patriots don't have a bye week. And if you're saying the Dolphins are a bye week, let them come in here and act like that. Go ahead and play the Dolphins acting like it's a bye week. Because the Miami Dolphins, they got some players playing for some incentives. They're going to come to play. The Dolphins are going to come to play. Quinn Ewers is going to come to play. This game means a whole lot to Quinn Ewers. This game means a lot to Weiss. This game means a lot to Jalen Waddle. This game means a lot to Bradley Chubb. They have to play during Wild Card weekend. Only one team gets a bye, Anthony. This ain't the old playoff setup. This only one team gets a bye, correct? Am I wrong on that? The Broncos are the number one seed. The Broncos will get the only bye. No, I think you're wrong, Anthony. Back in the day, it used to be like that. Only one team gets a bye in each conference. Am I correct? Or am I wrong? Yeah, Anthony, you're wrong on that. There's no bye week for the Patriots. Thank you, Raphael. And yeah, Raphael, I think that they can. I think they can. Yeah, Anthony, you're wrong. No bye week for them. Back in the day, the top two seeds got byes. Not no more. Who's Irving, Aqua? You mean Michael Irvin? If it's Michael Irvin, Michael Irvin seems to have lost his damn mind. The way he be acting on the sideline of them Hurricane games. Yeah, listen. We've already had one Coke incident. We already had one coach with a Coke habit. We don't need another. We don't need a general manager with a Coke habit. Yeah, I don't know. I just think I like the fact that Troy Aikman has been and seen these teams behind the scenes, right? As an NFL analyst, as an ESPN analyst, they meet with the teams day before. As they go behind the scenes, they go to practices, they see how these teams work, how they perform, how they get themselves ready. So that is a huge benefit that Troy Aikman gets to see that not a lot of people get to see. That's why they limited Tom Brady's access, because it gave him an advantage as a partial owner of the Raiders when he was getting to go back behind the scenes and see how these teams put themselves together. It's Irvin, not Irving. It's Irvin. No, he's just a consultant. He's not up for the position. He's not a full-time employee. He is just a consultant for general manager. Traitman just doing another money grab. Hey, maybe. If Denver loses, New England wins this week, New England gets the bye. Denver's not losing. The Chargers aren't playing their starters. Denver's not losing that game. Trust and believe that. Denver's not losing that game. Bet the house on Denver beating the Chargers. Bet everything you can on that game. But maybe you should bet on the Chargers, because I've been wrong on a lot of bets this year. I've been wrong on a lot of bets this year. A lot of bets this year. But final week of the season, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad that this is the final week of the season. It's sad to see football go. It's so far away. It's so far away from next year. But we got a lot. I got a lot of great things in store for you. We're gonna break down this draft. We're gonna take a look at. I'm gonna try to learn more about the salary cap as much as I possibly can. The salary cap is a difficult, tricky thing, though. There's so many things that can be done with the salary cap. So many things. Week left to use the throw and rock. I don't know what that means. What up, Cat? Good morning, brother. Good morning. Oh, 1 week left to use the Hard Rock app. Cap, you like the Troy Aikman move? You like that they brought in Troy Aikman as a consultant? Cap says yes. Listen, I don't think it hurts. I don't think it hurts. Like I said, this is a guy that isn't a Stephen Ross guy. He has nothing. He doesn't have to suck Stephen Ross's balls. Sorry about the language. Troy Aikman equals Alonzo Heisman, in my opinion. Who do you think will win MVP? I think Matthew Stafford should win it. I think Stafford should win it. Do your research on Alonzo Heisman. Listen, I will do my research about Alonzo Heisman, and tomorrow morning I'll have a full report on Alonzo Heisman. I'll have a full report on Alonzo Heisman tomorrow morning. We'll do a special episode of the Phinn Posse podcast on Saturday, and we'll talk about Alonzo Heisman. And I'll try to find out more information about the Troy Aikman situation. But yeah, final week of the season, bittersweet, like I said, again, this last week to support these Miami Dolphins. Hopefully Quinn Ewers comes out and has a great game. Hopefully we have a great year to be able to finish off the season. Raphael says, agree, Matthew Stafford, MVP. My prediction at the beginning of the season was Justin Herbert. Yeah, Justin Herbert, he just didn't have – they had a lot of injuries over there. So I think that affected his chances at MVP this year. That offensive line was beat up all year. So Justin Herbert had a tough go of it. But I think that if you look at level of competition, Matthew Stafford has done it against far superior opponents, where Drake May has one win over teams over 500. And you got to take that into account. You got to take it into an account. Big C, what if Kansas City parts ways with Andy Reid? If Andy Reid is available, you give him part ownership of this team to come coach the Miami Dolphins. And it's not, Raphael, that quality win, it's not even that great of a win. It's against Buffalo. They had 3 games this year against teams with over 500 records. 2 of them were against Buffalo. They lost 2 of the 3 games against teams over 500. The one win was against the Bills. And the Bills have been a shoddy team all year. The Bills have been a weak team all year. So I don't think Drake May's done enough to be the MVP of anything. Yeah, I doubt Andy Reid is not coming back to the Chiefs. But if he were to be available, I disagree. I think the Bills are a weak team. I disagree. I think they are a weak team. You take Josh Allen and James Cook off that team, they're a 2-win team. You take James Cook and Josh Allen off that team, they're a 2-win team. They're not a very good team. NFL doesn't have a clear-cut dominant team. I agree with that. Each and every time I thought a team was going to step out and really show their dominance, they'd lose. A game that they should have won. I thought the Rams at one point had a shot at it. They don't even look like, I think the Rams end up being the best team in that division because I don't trust Sam Darnold in the playoffs. But Seattle's probably been the best team in the West. The Eagles have struggled. The Bears, I still have struggle having faith in the Bears. But the Bears have been phenomenal this year. Denver's the number 1 seed in the AFC, but they've won a lot of last-second games where they were trailing going into the fourth quarter. So I don't have a lot of faith in the Broncos, even though they're the number 1 seed. Texans had a running back they would definitely dominate. Well, the thing with the Houston Texans is I thought that where's Joe Mixon been? I know Joe Mixon was hurt, but he was supposed to be back. He sat on my fantasy bench for the longest time. I just can't believe they never brought him back. If Joe Mixon was available for this team, that'd be a game changer. Yeah, Raphael, I don't have faith in Sam Darnold. I don't. But yeah, I'm going to go over some things tomorrow. What's the name? Alex Highsmith. We're going to talk about this Alex Highsmith. We're going to talk about Alonzo Highsmith. Alonzo Highsmith. I'm going to let you know who Alonzo Highsmith is and more about the Troy Aikman situation for the Miami Dolphins. We'll have a special episode tomorrow morning of the Finn Posse podcast. Please hit that like button. Please show support for the channel. Pretty please. But yeah, you know what it is. Fins up forever. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, bright and early. I love you all. And one more win. Let's finish this season strong. Let's knock out them New England Patriots. Let's knock them down to earth. Let's put Drake May up on his ass and make sure he doesn't win an MVP. Make sure he don't win no MVP. Let's take his head up out the clouds and let's pull off the dub. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Big C, if you were the Giants, would you pass on Mendoza? Me personally, I heard that the Giants would probably trade Jackson Dart. I heard if they were given the opportunity, they would take Mendoza and trade Jackson Dart. But the Giants don't have the number 1 pick. The Raiders do, and the Raiders are taking Mendoza 100%. They're taking Mendoza 100%. So I don't think the Giants have an opportunity at Mendoza. We'll see it. We'll see little V. We'll see. We almost had him week 1 or week 2. We should have won week 2. So we'll see. But please show your support. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share. And I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Alonzo Highsmith, that's who we're talking about tomorrow. But you know what it is. Fins up forever and always. Peace.
Yo. Big C in the house. You know the name. Finn Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play by play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squash the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Finn Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Finn Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. Defense smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.